All praise to the Most High. That pen ugly. This one better. Oh, shit. Hey, we be having a blast at 9:45. I ain't gonna hold you. With the few of us in here, we be having a blast. Oh, my goodness. Oh, let me do this real quick. My bad. One more thing. Boom. All right. All praise to the Most High. Our bad for the pre-class shenanigans. We be having a little fun in here when we be sitting here talking with the few of us. You know, it's late right now. It's like 1 o'clock for some of y'all. It's midnight for some of y'all, and then it's 10 o'clock for us. So we gotta have a little fun. Y'all know what it is. Sound Doctrine with myself and my brother Yahwadah. Tonight, we're gonna talk about the power of the mind. The power of the mind. I thought about actually naming this the power of words because, right, it's somewhat the same. Reason being is because words can affect you, and what affects your mind will affect your reality, right? So I don't remember what it was. Something like clicked in my head, and I said, I kind of just want to talk about this tonight. We ain't even got to go to our opening scriptures tonight because we ain't even dealing with that right now. We already know what it is. Proverbs 4:2, 2 Timothy 4:3. That's the root of this class. Sound doctrine. Y'all know it by now. Shit, how long we been doing this now? We got like 20 classes up. Y'all hear them same scriptures every time. So all praise to the Most High. We back here again. Lord willing, there's some edification that's given in this class, right? So the first thing I want to open up with, let's go to Matthew 17. The book of Matthew, chapter 17. Let me see where I want to start. I know where the point is, but I want to start somewhere. Let's start at verse 17.
This is the book of Matthew, chapter 17, and verse 17.
Salakia, let's move it up just a little bit. 13. Do we want to go way up there? Let's start there.
This is the book of Matthew, chapter 17, and verse 13. Then the disciples understood that he spake unto them of John the Baptist. And when they came unto the multitude, there came unto him a certain man, kneeling down to him and saying, Lord, have mercy on my son, for he is a lunatic and sore vexed. For oft times he falleth into the fire and oft into the water.
So this was a man that had a spirit. Some refer to it as a spirit. When you do the research, they say that it was some type of cerebral palsy. The bottom line is he couldn't control his functions, right? Go ahead.
Verse 16. And I brought him to thy disciples, and they could not cure him.
Now, you have the disciples. The disciples was there. You guys were up under Yahweh Shai, right? I need your help. This is the situation. This is what's going on. I need you to boom, 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 right? Come on.
Then Yahweh Shai answered and said, O faithless and perverse generation.
Come on.
How long shall I be with you? How long shall I suffer you?
Now, there's a reason why he's saying this. Come on.
Bring him hither to me. And Yahweh Shai rebuked the devil, and he departed out of him. And the child was cured from that very hour.
Right, so the child was cured. Now, why did he say that? Next verse.
Verse 19. Then came the disciples to Yahweh Shai apart and said, Why could not we cast them out?
So now the issue was, y'all been under me this whole time. I've been teaching y'all this whole time. Where was your faith? Why wasn't you strong enough to do this? What did he say?
Verse 20. And Yahweh Shai said unto them, Because of your unbelief.
Because your mind wasn't right. You couldn't do this thing that you should have been able to do. You couldn't cast this spirit out, which you should have been able to do because your spirit wasn't right. What's funny is, as I read the scriptures, there's a couple of scriptures that I love to go to. And in a nutshell, they don't say these exact words, but it says your mind will shape your reality. What you think is what you will have, what you will be, what you will get. The mind is such a powerful thing, and we're going to see throughout the scriptures how powerful it is. Read on.
For verily I say unto you, if ye have faith as a grain of a mustard seed, ye shall say unto this mountain, remove hence to yonder place.
Come on.
And it shall remove.
Come on.
And nothing shall be impossible unto you.
Now here's the thing, right? That's an old Christian verse right there. Yeah. They love to go to that one. But here's the crazy part. One thing that you cannot take away from a Christian, it don't matter how much BS they own, how hypocritical they are, how foolish they are. You cannot rob them of that faith. Now here's the crazy part. That's not just them. It's people in the world. The most successful people. The way that they move. The way that they function. I got a book. It's called Get Out. I'm gonna pull it up right now. I can't remember the exact name of the book. But I've read it twice now. It's like one of my favorite books. I'm not gonna hold you. The heck is the name of the book? No, but it's I didn't get a different understanding every time, but it was, for me, it was a reaffirming book, right? The book is by Russ. He's a rapper. He's an artist. Yeah, and it's a good book, right? Depending on what you're looking for, it's All in Your Head. Now, why do I love this book so much? Russ has something in this book that says you have to be so confident in what you do and believe it so much that is borderline delusional. That you got to be borderline delusional with the things that you do, and it will cause you to succeed. I was watching the documentary on Warren Buffett last night. One of the things he said, one of the things that me and Bill Gates agreed on that helped us, I forgot how he worded it, but that helped us to gain our success was how focused we were. People don't understand how powerful your mind is. People don't understand that your mind is so powerful. Why the hell you think we got YouTube? Why you think we got TikTok? Why you think we got Instagram? Why you think we got Facebook? To dumb us down, to distract us. Think about this. It's a book called The 48 Laws of Power. That is a very diabolical book. But there's a lot of information in there that you can use and alter to be righteous. When you read about those stories in there, the complexity of the plans that were being put together, how methodical people were whether they were going to war, whether they were planning a coup, whether they were trying to figure out how do I maintain my power, how thought out the things that they did. Like, it sounded fake, but these were real people. They were so intelligent and they were so driven to do the things that they wanted to do or needed to do. You couldn't, it wouldn't matter what you did. You couldn't stop them from being successful. I look at people, certain people that are successful today. If you take everything from them, they can turn around and rebuild that same empire. Because every human being is, to a degree, the same. We all got the same 7 days in a week, same 24 hours. What we do with it is what we do with it. Right? Now, the difference that separates individuals from being workers, from being entrepreneurs, from being mediocre, from being good, from being great, from being exceptional. You know what separates everyone? To a degree. Definitely to a degree. Their mindset. Their mindset. I was watching the documentary on Warren Buffett. I was like, he might be on the spectrum. He just might be on the spectrum. But he was so great at numbers, and he had an obsession with numbers, and he had a competitive obsession with numbers. That's all he focused on. He couldn't talk to people. He wasn't great at communicating, but then he took a class and got better at it. But he couldn't talk to people. He wasn't a people person. But one thing he knew, he said, I know numbers, and I love numbers. I love stocks. I love finance. And he, what's the word? He almost unhealthily obsessed over it. Mm-hmm. That's where he immersed himself in. And I'm not saying it's going to, that's what it's going to be for everyone, but then you look at his success. Another borderline spectrum individual. What's my guy? Elon Musk. But he's another one. His mindset, he's driven. He's obsessive. And look how successful he is. These are the billionaires. You got people that figured it out later down the road. Granted, some of them started off, they had talent. Shaquille O'Neal, perfect example. Started off as an athlete. Then he got into finance. Then he got into business, Because he was like, what did he say? He said he went to one of the meetings. One of the attorneys or one of the managers, somebody turned to him and said, hey, Mr. O'Neal, and then turned back to his lawyer to start having the conversation about the business that Shaq was endeavoring to get into. He took that personal and said, oh, you don't think I know this? So he went to school and paid for 15 of his other buddies to go to school with him to get a business degree so he could sit in those rooms and have those conversations. But that was his mindset. He said, I'm going to know this. I'm going to do this. I'm going to be successful at this. A lot of us don't understand the power of the mind. A lot of us don't understand the power of the brain. A lot of us don't understand that the reason why we have so many distractions is because a focused mind is a dangerous mind. Go to Proverbs real quick, chapter 27. I'm sorry, is it 27? 23. 23. Proverbs chapter 23 and verse 7.
This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 23 and verse 7. For as he thinketh in his heart.
Wait. What he's thinking in his heart. What's the heart? His mind. As he thinks in his mind, what?
So is he.
We don't even need the second half of the verse. He said, whatever you thinking in your mind, that's what it is. Whatever you think whatever's going on in your thought process will manifest into your reality. Because if you're really meditating on it, and you're really focusing on it, chances are you're making the moves to reach what it is in your head that you're trying to achieve. We're not talking about, go to stay in Proverbs, because I want to differentiate something. Proverbs 13. And let's read verse 4.
This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 13 and verse 4. The soul of the sluggard desireth.
So a slothful individual desires. I want this. I want that. I'm chasing this. I'm chasing that. Allegedly. I'm going to get this. I'm going to get that. But it said, what did they call him first?
The sluggard.
A slothful individual. Somebody who's lazy. The shoulda, coulda, woulda person. Them type of people always talk about they want something. They desire something. They finna go get something. It says that they want it. They desiring. But what?
And hath nothing.
But but they ain't got nothing. You know why? Because they ain't got no drive. It's more than just thinking about it. It's more than just, I want to do it. That's where people get things messed up. I got goals. I got desires. I got dreams. Okay? And? You can have all the dreams that you want. You can have all the goals that you want. One of my favorite songs, I ain't put it out yet. It's called Not the Same. I said, a dreamer and a visionary are not the same. To all the dreamers out there, once you map it out, it's not a dream no more. Here's the problem. A lot of people be dreaming about a lot of stuff that they want. Right. But don't nobody want to plan out the schematics. Don't nobody want to map it out. Don't nobody got that drive to really do that. But you want to know why? Here's great. Do you want to know why, though? Is that, but comfortable with what? All these damn distractions. Think about this. If Facebook wasn't here, if Instagram wasn't here, if all you had was books and audio books to entertain you, if the only thing they were allowed to post on YouTube was educational information, exactly. How much more productive do you think people would be? But you want to scroll through and see some ass on social media. You want to learn the new. About to kick him out of class. You want to scroll through social media looking at half naked women. You want to learn the new TikTok dance. You want to watch the little TV reels that they be having. You want to be entertained. You don't want to learn. You don't want to be educated. You don't want to grow. But here's the thing. It was set up that way. TikTok is literally bad for kids. They just started having what's called, I think it's called extended content or something like that. Long form content. TikTok was 60 seconds or less. Do you know what that does? It shortens the attention span of most people, especially young kids whose brain haven't fully formed yet. They will not be able to focus on things that are over 60 seconds. 5, 10, 15, 20-minute tasks, they will lose interest because everything is like this. Everything's fast. Here's the crazy part. Influencers know this. That's why they'll tell you, yeah, when you make a video, you got to be here for a moment, then you got to be in another scene, then you got to cut to another one, then you got to zoom in, then you got to zoom out. Something always needs to be going on. If that brain is not being stimulated every second with different colors, different angles, things of that nature, you're going to lose focus. Well, damn, if I'm sitting here reading the book don't do all of that. So what I'm going to do? I'm going to lose focus. It's difficult for me to be educated. Wow. It's very diabolical. But how many people think about that? It's crazy. Facebook is a place where individuals go on there to whine about shit. Whine and complain, entertain and argue. That too. Now, here's a good thing about it. To a degree, you get up-to-date news. Social media and the internet is a gift and a curse. Mm-hmm. The reason being is because it can be a gift because we can get a lot of information, but it's a curse because the information is not popular. The entertainment is popular. That's a problem. Read that again for me. Proverbs 13 is, read that from the top.
The book of Proverbs 13 and verse 4. The soul of the sluggard desireth and hath nothing.
Come on.
But the soul of the diligent shall be made fat.
Because they are actually putting in the work. They got the mindset of, I know what I want to do, and I'm going to drive toward that goal. A slothful individual just wants stuff, but I'm easily distracted. I'm focused on other things. When it comes, when it comes time for me to have to sit down and focus, I'm gonna go over there. I'm gonna go do this.
And you said something so key because you're talking about the influencers and the influencers that know this and how the game works. So many of our young people are influenced by these influencers. And a lot of times in this urban community, we got so many people who our young people look up into where they're here today and gone tomorrow, but their rise was meteoric. Like they took off to where you think that they really did something, but that's not true success because they're not taking it with them. If they're still here with us today, unfortunately, because a lot of times in our communities, it ends in a closed casket. But if you happen to be here, your success is not going with you wherever you end up. Now, I don't care how high your rise was. So all we see is the rise, and our young people are seeing it. That's why this clout culture is so addictive. It's like anybody will do anything for clicks and fame and likes because all people is looking at as the rise up is so attractive, but they don't see there's no success behind that. Yeah, you got it with you right now, but you're not taking it, and it don't last long.
It don't.
At all.
It don't. And the crazy part is the issue is we don't see that. The only thing we see, and this is why social media is
It's designed for you to just look at the right now.
Social media is a dangerous place. One, for that, and two, because you're looking at the success of all. So social media got you comparing your life to other people. Damn, man, I'm 25. He was 18 and made his first million. Number one, most of these niggas be lying.
Facts.
Most of the time they lying, if we're gonna be honest. Number two, some people did get it that way, but the average person did not. Social media got you counting other people's pockets, looking at what they're doing. And what does that do? That eats away at your mind. I can't do it. And then when that happens, you shut down. Go back to 23:7. Proverbs 23:7.
This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 23 and verse 7. And it reads, "For as he thinketh in his heart, so is he."
As you think in your heart, so are you. Whatever you got going on in your mind, whatever you feel is your reality, your fate, your future. That's what it is. I say this all the time. This is actually the scripture that I always bring out when I bring out this particular quote. Whether you believe you can or you believe you can't, you're right. Whether you believe you can or you believe you cannot, you are right. Absolutely right. The difference between successful people and failures is a mindset. The difference between an intelligent person and an idiot is mindset. You have some people that are cognitively advanced, absolutely. But doesn't mean you can't work toward that success. Doesn't mean you can't work toward that intelligence. There are very rare cases where you cannot. But most times, if you really want to be successful, if you don't have it in your mind, I'm just not going to get it. It just ain't for me. If you don't have that in your mind, I can guarantee you 9.5 times out of 10, you can get it. You can succeed. Here's the crazy part. You can tell me if I'm tripping or if I'm reaching. We the same people that say we God's chosen people. We the same people that say the Most High with us. We the same people that say the Lord chose us to be special. Look at all of our people. Look at the skills and the intellect of our forefathers. But then turn around and say, well, we cursed. That's why we can't be successful. And then when somebody does start to acquire some wealth and some fortune, upward mobility.
Oh, that nigga must be out the truth, you know, because when you in this truth, man, you be struggling.
Poverty mindset, failure mindset. The Bible says, as you think in your heart, so are you. Whatever's going on in your head, that's going to be what they call manifested into your reality. I don't like that word because people like to use manifestation in the universe and take away the power of God, the Most High God. But technically speaking, you can argue that it's called manifestation. You can manifest your reality to a degree. Anyone that tells you can't is a liar. Your mindset and your desire and your work to push toward that desire, that can become your reality. But here's the thing. A lot of us have the mindset of, what's the odds it's me? What's the odds I can do that? What's the odds that's going to happen for me? You setting yourself up for failure before you even start.
I would say, well, I would ask you a question. What do you think is the odds or the percentage of people who have that mindset and never get it started, or have unfortunate situations right out the gate and just never pick it back up?
Them is the two reasons why niggas will stop. The percentage of it, though, I'll give you the percentage of the people that it's not. 15, 10%. The rest of them, you run into one wall. Nope, that ain't it. I can't. Nope, guess it wasn't meant to be. And it's crazy because I be watching and I be listening and I be like, man, these same people that are successful now that we just now start to see, they like you missed the first 10 years, you missed the first 5.5 years. But what people forget is that success takes time. That's what a lot of people forget. To be in that position, so whether it's successful in the sense that I have peace, successful in the sense that I'm financially comfortable, whatever it is, it takes time. A lot of us will stop once we hit our first brick wall. A lot of us will stop and blame it on our previous circumstances. And once you do that, you have shut down your mind from truly, sincerely trying to take on that goal. And you stopped yourself from success. Again, we don't realize how powerful our mind is. We don't. Go to, watch this. Go to, actually, let's stay, do I want to stay in Proverbs or do I want to come back to Proverbs? Let me see. Man, we're going to be in Proverbs a lot. Hold on. Let's go to Luke. What I want? Luke 18. And let me see where I'm going to start at. 18 and verse, let me see if I want to start at 40 or do maybe 41. Where we at? 18 and verse. Let's start at verse. Rebuked him. Let's start at verse 39.
This is the book of Luke, chapter 18 and verse 39. And they which were before rebuked him.
Sorry, let's so that we can get the context. Let's read 30. Let's start at 37.
Verse 37. And they told him that Yahushua of Nazareth passeth by.
Right.
And he cried, saying, Yahushua, thou son of David, have mercy on me.
So this is a blind man that heard Christ was coming. Yahushua was coming, and he's crying out to the Lord, like, Lord, help me. Come on.
And they which went before rebuked him, that he should hold his peace. But he cried so much the more. Thou son of David, have mercy on me.
Come on.
And Yahushua stood and commanded him to be brought unto him.
Come on.
And when he was come near, he asked him, saying, What will that I shall do unto thee?
Come on.
And he said, Lord, that I may receive my sight. And Yahushua said unto him, Receive thy sight, thy faith hath saved thee.
Thy what?
Thy faith hath saved thee.
Because this man had faith. Because this man wasn't, when he came to Christ, he didn't come down. He said, I know you can heal me. I don't have an ounce of doubt right now. And when Christ did whatever it was that he did, spoke whatever it was that he spoke, he said, nigga, I believe it. And he got his sight back. Here's the crazy part that a lot of people don't think about. Do you know that your mind has the ability to heal the rest of your body? Do you know that your mindset can dictate whether or not you are sick?
What's that thing called when you think you're sick when you're not? It's a syndrome.
I said you're a hypochondriac.
Yeah, hypochondria.
A hypochondriac. I was talking to one of my friends about this just not too long ago. I told her, I said, you are a hypochondriac. I told my wife this. You're a hypochondriac. You will make yourself sick just by thinking you're sick. And you'll show all the symptoms of being sick.
That's right.
All because you thought it. I'll give you another one. People who, and this has happened a number of times. People who have had a disabling moment, whether it was a stroke, a heart attack, traumatic experience, a physically traumatic experience, car accidents, whatever the case is, broke their leg, broke their back, broke this, broke that. You'll never be able to use this the same way again. The hell I'm not. And these same people I forgot, it was an athlete in the he ran in the Olympics. I can't remember who it was. I think he got shot. It might have been Bryshawn Nellis. It might have been. It was that same year, and it might have been him. They told Bryshawn he wasn't gonna run again. He got shot in his leg, I think while he was at USC, got shot in his hamstring. Mind you, the hamstring is absolutely 1,000% needed in track and field. If he was boxing or maybe basketball or maybe even football, you get away with it. It's very short burst. Track and field, he ran a 400 meters. Shot in his hamstring. I think he got hit with a shotgun too. They say you won't be able to run again. A couple years later, Bryshawn Nellis is in the Olympics. Because in his mind, he said, to hell I'm not. You can read a bunch of stories of people who went through physically traumatic experiences and they say, you will not walk anymore. You will not do this anymore. And their drive and their mindset got their body. They went through the pain. They pushed through the pain. Their body got stronger and they did it. People don't understand how powerful the mind is. People do not understand you can heal yourself. You can make yourself sick. You can formulate, to a degree, formulate your future. All based off of this. To a degree, you can formulate your reality based off of your mind. And you wonder why they throw all of this wickedness in front of our face all day. You wonder why they want to target our children when it comes to all of the foolishness, the wickedness, the over sexualization, the sexual orientations. You wonder why they come to the kids with that. Because they understand if I get their mind early, it's a wrap. Go to Proverbs 22. Absolutely. Proverbs 22 and 6.
This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 22, and verse 6. And it reads, Train up a child in the way he should go.
You should be pouring into that child. Come on.
And when he is old, he will not depart from it.
Now, why is that? Because when you train that child, you're not just training them physically, you're training that mind. If I teach my child now, love books, reading is fundamental. If I teach my daughters now, respect all men. That is your job is to respect men, because one day you'll have a husband and this is how you're supposed to conduct yourself. I don't care how smart you are. I don't care how powerful you think you are or how much money, but none of that ever matters, because once you're married, you have to show this individual respect. If I embed that in their mind, guess what? That's what they're going to grow up understanding. If I embed in their mind, listen to Sexy Red, listen to Cardi B, listen to Meg, listen to Big Glow, they're going to grow up conveying those same bad habits, those same attributes. And that will determine the type of person that they are. Your mind, your mindset will determine the type of individual you are. A lot of us really, we really don't think about the power of the mind. We really don't think about the fact that if we have a different mindset, we could literally change our future. If I was a little more driven and acted on it, I could change my future. Maybe I'm always sick because I have such a negative mindset all the time. Maybe I'm not good with people because I always think people don't like me. Maybe I have a problem with women because I feel like women don't like me. I'm manifesting that. I'm putting that into, as they say, I'm putting that spirit out there. And I'm going to get that same spirit or that same energy back. That's going to be the reality. It's an amazing thing how something that we utilize basically subconsciously, because you don't think when you use your brain. You're not thinking, okay, brain, move my left leg. You're not doing that, right? Something that we just use is second nature. Yeah. Something that's just normal to us. Like, we don't think about this, and we don't think about the power of it, and we don't think about what we're feeding it. That's more than just the food, like the fuel that's feeding our brain, more than just that. The things that we're feeding it, the shows, the music, the conversations. All of these things fuel your mind. You want to know. Here's the crazy part. You want to know the biggest, just an example of like success, right? A lot of times the biggest dream killer is you and your self-doubt. Self-doubt. You and your self-doubt. Everybody and their mama can have faith in you. You got all the talent in the world. You got all the tools in the toolbox. And for some weird reason, you just can't seem to succeed. Then you find out in the back of your mind, well, you know, I kind of already knew that was going to happen. You've been sitting on that the whole time. That's your problem. That little splash of doubt to keep you from success. The mindset that you have can determine just about everything in your life. Everything in your life. Of course, it's the Most High at the end of the day. But there's a lot within them. As long as it's in righteousness, there's a lot that people don't understand I could do in righteousness. The Most High would allow it. I just doubt too much. My mind just ain't strong enough. Wisdom of Solomon. Chapter 17. Verse 12.
This is the book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 17 and verse 12. For fear is nothing else but a betraying of the succors which reason offereth.
Fear is when you betray the succor, the comfort of reasoning. A lot of times we fear, and we don't even think, wait, let me sit back. Let me take a moment. Let me reason out this whole situation first. Let me map this out myself. Let me make it this looks like a whole lot going on. Let me organize it first. Let me put them into smaller tasks. Let me a brick a day. Oh man, I can do this. Oh man, this is easy. Oh, this is all I got to do. Oh, that's all it costs. But you fearful to do things. You fearful to be great. Because you ain't sat down and counted the cost and reasoned through your situation. Fear is nothing more than when you turn your back on the comforts that reasoning would give you. Reasoning gives you comfort because you've seen like, okay, I've looked at, I believe all of the different outcomes. I believed all of the situations that could unfold here. And I've said, okay, I'm willing to take that. I can deal with that. I can't deal with that. So we won't go down that path. If we do run into something like that, this is how we need to take care of it. This is the backup plan for that. I've already reasoned through it. I planned it out. I got the schematics right here. Most people don't do that, and that's why they fearful. No, man, that ain't gonna happen. I can't do this. Why? Man, it's just not gonna happen. The power of the mind can either elevate you, build you up, or destroy you and break you down. You know, people have died from a broken heart. Not literally their heart was broken, like it just stopped. So emotionally, they could not bear the pain of they lost someone, and they died because they were overwhelmed. Their mind killed them. That's the power of the brain. Your mind, your thoughts. One of my favorite, and he's a little, he might be on the spectrum too. He's a little psychotic. One of the people I love to watch. When I'm watching like little motivational videos, I haven't watched them in a while. I'm definitely getting back to it. One person that I watch, right? David Goggins. David Goggins, as crazy as he is the true definition of mind over matter. That man will push himself to the limit, through the limit, over the limit, and place himself in the sky because the sky's the limit. He's shown you that your mindset can push you far beyond you ever thought you could make it. What you're ingesting into your spirit, your mind, is going to formulate your reality. If you're around failures all the time, evil communication corrupts good manners. Having those BS spirits around you is going to affect your brain. Being around certain type-minded individuals is going to keep you in that same box. Strive to grow, strive to be better, strive to do better. People don't understand, again, how strong and how powerful the mind is. Go to, what are we in right now? We're in wisdom. Go to Sirach 30. We'll start at verse 14.
Is the book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 30, and verse 14. Better is the poor, being sound and strong of constitution, than a rich man that is afflicted in his body.
It's better to be someone who's poor but got a healthy body than to be rich and have bad health. Come on.
Health and good estate of body are above all gold.
Come on.
And a strong body above infinite wealth.
Come on.
There is no riches above a sound body.
There's no riches ain't no amount of money can amount to, read on.
And no joy above the joy of the heart.
It says there's no amount of money that can compare to having a healthy body, to being sound in your mind, to being able to be focused, to being able to be at peace in your mind. Because when you are at peace in your mind, there's nothing that you cannot do. A lot of times we can't do things because we have so much stress on our mind. Bills, family, my wife tripping, my kids sick, my kids tripping, my job tripping, these bills piling up. We're so distracted that we're not allowed to focus. And since we're not allowed to focus, it's hard for us to be great. A lot of us don't realize the power that you have over yourself, in your future, in your reality. You know what's funny? I say this all the time. And people think I'm a little crazy, right? Like my kids get sick, my wife gets sick, but I don't get sick. I don't. And even when I go to the gym, sometimes we'll be done, all of my clothes is wet, and I forget like another a backup shirt. So I'll go outside, and it's 40 degrees, 50 degrees. Man, Monty, you gonna be sick, bro. You ain't gonna be coming back. I said, bro, I've been here 5 years. When you ever see me not come because I was sick? You know what? You're right. And then they started paying attention. They was like, let's see if he gets sick. My boy Ricardo, who sits at the table, who sits at the front desk, he'd be like, and people look, man, Monty, you gonna get sick. Ricardo like, he ain't gonna get sick. He don't get sick. For whatever reason, he don't get sick. I'm like, I don't. My kids get my wife sick, baby brother sick. I don't get sick. My wife would be in the bed sick. I'm not sick. I've embedded in my mind, I don't get sick. If my nose starts to feel stuffy, I'm gonna just go on a run. I already have it in my mind. I'm gonna go on a 4-mile run if my throat itch a little bit. If my nose feels stuffy, it's gonna open me right up. I'm gonna sweat. I'm gonna be okay. I haven't. I ain't been sick in a while, a long while. Your mindset does a lot. It can make you sick. It can make you healthy. It can make you defy the doctor's request. It can make you defy the doctor's diagnostics. Sister Kaya's a perfect example. Her faith, her mindset. All praise the Most High. She was in the situation that she was in. And they could not figure out what was wrong with her. They said, you probably gonna die. This is it. She said, no, I'm not. All of the clots and everything that she had, all gone. A testimony to see the beauty and the power of the Most High and the power of someone's mind. If she had it in her mind, this is it. I guarantee you it would have been over. But her mindset said, nah, my job ain't done yet. Nah, the Most High still got work for me. Nah, I still got some things to do. And guess what? She was doing those things. The Lord healed her. All praise to the Most High. It's crazy. But it started here, and our faith was strong. You see situations like Peter. Christ told Peter, hey, how about this boat? Come walk with me. Like, dang, Jesus, you walking on water? He said, you can too. What did he do? He started walking on water.
Started off right.
Then he started to doubt. Walking on water like Christ. His mind he was locked in. Then his mind wasn't right. Then he started to doubt. And what happened when he started to doubt? He started to sink. He screamed out to Yahweh, help me, Lord. Christ had to help him. People don't understand the power of the mind. People don't understand how this thing up here that we take for granted is the most integral piece to everything about us. I want to be successful. I started here. I don't feel good. I want to be healed. Started here. The doctor said I'll never walk again. I'm going to make it happen. Starts up here. If you can think it, chances are you can do it. These men in the Bible that was healing people that was dying, they wouldn't have been able to do it if they was doubting. They had it in their mindset that I can do this. Raising people from the dead, I can do this. One of the biggest things when it comes to like even the healing and all of the things that was even witchcraft, all of that stuff starts in the mind. You have to wholeheartedly believe what you're doing. Once you buy into it and you dive into it and you feed into it, you're going to make it real, for sure. How many of us think about this day to day? How often do you think about that?
Honestly, I think about magnifying the Most High over all my issues.
All praises.
All the time
All
because I
praises.
got issues. And I got to fight them things, man. So I think about it constantly, honestly.
God. Absolutely. Here's the cold part, though. There's a lot of people that's so stuck on distractions, they don't even think about these things. I'm too busy being distracted, whether it's good distracted or I got my issues. Whether it's family, whether it's business, whether it's, oh, this is a good YouTube video. Oh, let me look at that new dance on TikTok. Oh, dang, you see her at, oh. Whatever it is, a lot of people are so distracted that they can't develop their brain and develop their mind to put themselves in that position. It's crazy. It's crazy. Proverbs 4:23. Proverbs chapter 4 and verse 23. We almost done.
This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 4, and verse 23. And it reads, keep thy heart with all diligence.
Keep this mind protected. With what?
With all diligence.
Diligently protect this at all times. Is that it?
For out of it are the issues of life.
For out of your mind are the issues of life. What does that mean? If ever you got problems in your life, if ever you got issues going on in your life, guess where it started? Guess where it started? right here. Because it's only an issue if you think it's an issue. Absolutely. If you're a glass half full person, boom, I caught a flat tire. Up, it's okay. That tire was already low. It was time to get one. It's okay. I'm late to work. Up. Well, I mean, you know, I've been on time most of the time. They'll understand. It's okay. The car in front of me needed help. Whatever. You'll be less stressed because you have your mind is shifted. Then you have the negative person whose stress levels and blood pressure is way up here. Everything is a problem. And here's the thing, a smile and the right mindset opens so many doors that a negative mindset can't. Gives you so many opportunities that a negative mindset can't. Gives you a whole different outlook and perspective on things that a negative mind can't. You have something?
Nah, you go ahead and going into it.
It's crazy. It's crazy how something as small, I won't even call it small, something as simple as shifting your thought process and shifting your mind can be the difference between being healed and being sick, being wealthy, being unwealthy, being successful, being unsuccessful, being happy, being not happy, being alive and being dead. People do not understand how powerful the mind is.
Would you say that's it? A lack of understanding? A lack of understanding for the people who have that glass kind of half full, where I don't want to say life is a breeze, but they could, kind of like overcome some things. Like I said, like my issues, I look at magnifying the Most High versus you have other people who look at the glass half empty and as the woe is me. Would you say it is an understanding issue? Like they just don't understand, or is it some underlying that's deeper than that, or like what's causing that divide between two different people?
I feel like it could be both, right? It could be an underlying issue, but then at the same time, I'm lying. I believe it's an understanding thing, because at the core of it all, even if it's an underlying issue, the way that you take it and the way that you think about it is going to determine how you feel about it, and how you deal with it, how you come up out of it. It's the end point. The end point is going to always be, well, this happened, but how do I deal with it? This didn't happen, but how do I deal with it? I do believe that it is an understanding thing, because once you understand that, well, it's in the Most High's hands. It's not as serious as I've magnified it to be. It's the Most High's will. The Lord put me here for a specific reason. I don't understand it, but what I'm going to stress for, the Lord He's showing me something. Once you have that understanding, how stressed out can you be? I'll give you a perfect example. I went to go see Bishop in the hospital. What was his spirit like? Day one in there, I'll pull up, he joking, he laughing, he a little tired, joking, laughing. Man, the Lord had mercy. All praise to the Most High. I'm finna be back in the studio. I'm finna be back teaching. I'm about to try to get to the new moon. I said, bro, if you'll sit your ass down somewhere. But his mind, not once was it a woe is me moment. He said, that was the Lord giving me something. He said, the Lord gave me mercy, because I could have been out of here. You know how many people would have woe is me that moment?
What you said was a percentage?
It's not. It's like 10. 10% got that type of mindset. 90% got that mindset of woe is me. Oh, I'm a fail. Oh, it's not going right. Oh, it's everything negative. But here's the crazy part too. A lot of times that comes from conditioning. Remember we were at that scripture, train up a child. How many of y'all as a child had dreams that were the sky was the limit? No, that's not gonna make money. No, son, that's stupid. No, you can't do that. No, sweetheart, you can't do that. As a child, you start to get, a child's mind and imagination is limitless until you start to limit it. I'm realistic, right? So I'll talk to my babies. My daughter swears she could dance. I tell her to her face, baby, you can't dance worth a damn.
Which one?
My oldest. Sweetheart, you can't dance. But what we can do is we can get you into some dance classes because I believe you can be able to dance. I can get you there so you can dance. I believe that if you focus on it, you absolutely can. But sweetheart, right now, no, you can't. And I'm not going to lie to you. Pop, I want to be a doctor. Let's figure out how we're going to get you there. Pop, I want to be an artist. Okay, let's figure out how we're going to make that successful. Whichever road you want to take, let's figure out how we're going to make you succeed there. You teach them that early. You teach them that mindset now. Sky's the limit. Sky's the limit. You're going to keep hearing this. The mind is a powerful thing. We just got to understand it. We have to. Israelites, as a people, could be so much further along in the works and in the ministry if they understood the power of their mind. We be so hell-bent on learning Bible verses, historical information, archaeology, trying to cut niggas up, all that good stuff, right? Which I don't have a problem with. How many Israelites do you see teaching about strengthening your faith, shifting your mindset, seeking success so we can start putting in extra work for the ministry, pushing toward that success so we can be in a more financially advantageous position to fund the ministry? How often do we hear about that? Do you hear about that, Amon? You ever hear about that? Outside of when we have our little talks? Brothers and sisters out here, let's figure out, let's put our minds together and put ourselves in a position to be, get our finances together so we can do this. How often you hear that outside of us? It's not. It's not. It's crazy. A lot of us don't understand how powerful our minds and our thoughts are. And it shows. Yes,
I was saying, what though? Just going back to the very first beginning part of it, where it's talking about the casting out of the, or the healing of the blind person. Mm-hmm. I remember in the scriptures, because you asked me how often do we see that in the Israelite community. In the Israelite community, I don't see it none. But in the quote-unquote black community, I see it often. They often have these conversations about economics and what we need to do to get together and crowd resources and things like that. Mm-hmm. But in the Israelite community, zero. Mm-hmm. And it's interesting, the parallel that we see here, because we're supposed to be the one that's nigh unto the Lord out of everybody in the so-called black community. Mm-hmm. But we are not the ones having these conversations. We're not the one driving it.
Let me tell you how screwed up even that is, right? Yeah, a lot of them do that. But even with all of that and all of that good talk, how often do they have it in their mindset, I'm going to buy into this, let's make it happen? Or do you got the general populace doubting, being skeptical, being critical?
That's a fact. We are who is us.
I mean, Jesus. Jesus. But that tell you something.
It can tell you something. I was going into, because I was going to, we are up into this point where Yahweh Shai helped this blind man, and he was getting at his people, basically, you know what I'm saying, telling them about themselves. But before that, you look at the stage and the process. Before that, John the Baptist followers and came up to him and said, hey, how come you guys don't fast like we do?
Right.
And Yahweh Shai basically responds to him, it's not time for that yet.
Right.
And then they had another situation where they couldn't cast out devils. And they said, why can't we do this? And he said, this kind of power comes by fasting and praying, you know? And then we up into this point, right? I've given you the keys. You've been around me long enough.
What's going on?
What's happening? Like, why aren't you moving yet? Like, why I'm not seeing no fruits here? Y'all the closest to me. Like, why it's not happening here?
It's all up here. It's all up here. Let's go. It's my last scripture. Let's go to Corinthians. 2 Corinthians 10. Start at verse 3.
This is the book of 2 Corinthians chapter 10 and verse 3. For though we walk in the flesh, we do not war after the flesh.
Come on.
For the weapons of our warfare are not carnal.
Come on.
But mighty through God to the pulling down of strongholds, casting down imaginations.
Casting down imaginations. Come on.
And every high thing that exalteth itself against the knowledge of God.
Come on.
And bringing into captivity every thought to the obedience of Christ.
It says casting down imaginations. Right there in the middle, there's a clarifying word, which every KJV Bible typically does. It's a Strong's word they usually put in something like, it also could be used this way. The word there is reasonings, casting down all reasonings and every high thing, talking about your thoughts, that exalt itself against the knowledge of God. You need to be in your mind checking your thoughts. Anything that goes against what God wants for you. And bringing every thought into the captivity of Christ. Now, why is that part so important? Because the scriptures tell us in Philippians, I can do all things through Christ. That gives me strength. That strengthens me. If you cast down all of these reasonings that go against God and go against Christ, and you focus in on Christ and the Most High God, there's nothing that you can't do. What did he say? Seek ye first the kingdom of heaven and his righteousness, and all these things will be added to you. It ain't a damn thing that you can't do if you just get your mind right. That's why, another perfect example, Skeeva's kids. Remember they went and they tried to cast out the devils in the name of Yahweh Shai that Paul preached? Who was you? And they got rolled over by the Spirit, or the person, by the person that was controlled by the Spirit. That man's mind wasn't right, and he trying to cast out devils. He didn't have that faith. He didn't have that strength. He didn't have that proper mindset. But he tried to roll and got rolled. The mind is a beautiful and powerful thing that we cannot waste. I pray to the Most High that this lesson allows you to examine you, see your deficiencies, see your distractions, and get you to really start to invest in your mind so you can succeed. Whether you succeed in spiritually, maybe you just need to be built up in the spirit, your faith ain't strong like you want it to be. Maybe it's being successful financially, maybe it's being successful in your health. All of that stuff is dictated by your mind. All of it is dictated by your mind. What you think, how you reason, how you process. Lord willing, this was edifying. I pray to the Most High that we all got something out of it. Y'all already know what it is. Tomorrow, we got War for the Kingdom, 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 5 p.m. Eastern. Then, of course, you got Feed the Sheep with Bishop Banaya in the panel. Feed the Sheep, 4:30 p.m. or 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time, 4:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Y'all be sure to continue to tap in with us every Tuesday, Bible Basics, every Wednesday, World History. Every first Monday, we have Q&A. Whatever questions you got, biblical questions, I don't know, marriage questions, historical questions, factual questions, questioning the facts in the Bible or the extra biblical sources. Anything that you have a question on pertaining to something as it pertains to the Bible. Does the Bible have science in it? Or can the Bible help me with my PTSD or my trauma? Whatever you got, we there to answer them questions. Every second and fourth Monday, Los Discípulos de las Palabras, which is our Spanish class. All praise to the Most High, Lord willing. Very soon, that's going to become a weekly thing. But every second and fourth Monday right now, we have it. Second and fourth Thursday, stick to the script. Every Friday, we got the lineup of the Blue Strip at 5 p.m. Pacific. 7:30 p.m. Pacific, we have Room 144. And then at 9:45 Pacific Standard Time, my class, Sound Doctrine. Y'all tap in. Y'all share the class. Y'all subscribe. Y'all like it so we can get it into the algorithm so more people can hear these messages that we teach. Because more people need to hear these messages that we teach. We are a broken people. And I've told this to a number of people recently. We are in the business of fixing people. That's what we're doing right now. We fixing mindsets. We fixing families. We fixing generational curses. We fixing all of that. That's what we're here for. So we try to get this daily bread. We try to do as Yahweh Shai said and be the physician to the sick. Y'all share these videos so we can get it out there to the people so they can start learning about themselves and start coming into their best self, their most righteous self, the self that God is wanting them to be, and striving to learn and understand Him and follow Him. I pray to the Most High that this was edifying, exhorting, encouraging. I hope it gave some perspective. And I hope it gave you something to think about as you, Lord willing, start to shift your mindset so you can be successful in all areas, all aspects. So with that, Kahala, Yahweh, Ba'Shem HaMashiach, Yahweh Shai, all praise to the Most High God, Yahweh, in the name of His only begotten Son, Yahweh Shai, who the world calls Jesus Christ. It's my brother Yahweh and myself, another segment of Sound Doctrine. We love y'all, Israel. Lord willing, we catch y'all tomorrow. Tap in with us. Oh, forgot. Any inquiries about becoming a member, reply at TrueNation.org. Any inquiries about getting boots on the ground in your state so we can get this work done in your state so we can start getting True Nation Missouri, True Nation, we got one in Georgia, True Nation Texas. You want boots down over there, you want to start having a body, you want like-minded individuals in this walk, reply at TrueNation.org or hit us up, True Nation Los Angeles on Instagram. Hit us up at our own individual Instagrams. Most people have mine, Darash Yah, Yashimai, official Yashimai, True Nation Espanol. Tap in with us. Let's start getting to these works. Let's start expanding the ministry. If you want to donate to the ministry, reply at truenation.org. We'll let you know where you can donate to so we can continue to strengthen and fund and move in the ministry. All praise to the Most High God. My brother Yahweh and myself, we love y'all, Israel. We'll catch y'all tomorrow, Lord willing. Shalom.